The last of her crumpled $5 bill fluttered between her fingers. At the corner of the diner, the stranger's eyes locked with hers. His voice barely above a whisper. "You sure you want to do this?" Mia felt a pang in her chest, but she nodded anyway. Her shift had ended hours ago. Her feet ached, her back throbbed, but she had nothing left. No savings, no food at home, just this one last bill, and the man who was hungry. He'd barely spoken, but she'd seen him there for hours, his face gaunt and his eyes hollow, as if life had drained out of him entirely. She didn't have much, but he needed it more. "You look like you haven't eaten in days," she murmured, sliding the bill across the counter. The stranger's lips trembled with gratitude, but he didn't speak. He just clutched the bill like a lifeline and shuffled out the door, disappearing into the darkening street. Mia wiped the counter, her hands still trembling. It was the right thing to do. But was it? She needed that money too, for rent, for food. Her bills piled up like an avalanche threatening to crush her. A cold draft sent a shiver down her spine as the bell above the door jingled again. She glanced up, but the man had returned. Not the same one. This time, a tall figure in a suit, dark sunglasses even in the dim light of the diner. He strolled in, his footsteps measured, like someone who had all the time in the world. He sat at the counter, eyes scanning the room with a sense of authority, as if he owned the place. Mia didn't recognize him. She wiped the counter for the third time, trying to avoid looking his way. "Did you just help a man outside?" His voice was low, but it carried an edge that made her pause. "Excuse me?" she asked, taking a breath to steady herself. The man tilted his head, as if sizing her up. "You gave him your last $5. Didn't even hesitate." He paused, letting the silence hang between them like a heavy weight. "Do you know who that man is?" Mia's heart skipped a beat. She shook her head, unsure of what to say. "No, I don't think so. Just a hungry guy." The stranger's lips curled into a slow smile, and he leaned forward. "That man is David Turner, CEO of Turner Enterprises. He's been missing for months. Everyone thought he was dead. No one knew where he was." Mia's stomach dropped, a cold sweat creeping up her neck. She had given her last dollar to him? "But that's not why I'm here," the man continued, his voice a velvet whisper. "You see, Mr. Turner has a lot of things to make up for. He's been running from his mistakes. But what you did, what you gave him, was something nobody else would. It changed everything for him." Her pulse raced as the world around her blurred. "Wait, what are you saying?" The stranger's smile widened, his tone softening. "I'm saying that what you've done tonight will change your life. Mr. Turner is grateful. So grateful, in fact, that he's decided to do something about it." Mia's breath hitched. "What do you mean?" "Tomorrow morning," he said, rising from his seat, "Turner Enterprises will be depositing a check in your name. An amount that will change everything you've ever known. A life free from worry, from struggle. You'll never have to worry about money again." Mia blinked, unable to comprehend the words. She hadn't asked for any of this. She didn't need this. She just wanted to help. "Why?" she whispered, her voice shaky. "Because kindness, when it's rare in a world like this," the man said, his gaze lingering on her, "deserves to be rewarded. And David Turner knows that better than anyone." The door swung open as the man left, but Mia's world was already spinning. Was it really possible? Had one small act of kindness really led her here? As the night carried on, Mia stood frozen, staring at the empty diner. The weight of what was to come loomed over her, but she couldn't shake the feeling that something bigger than a financial gift was at play. Maybe, just maybe, she hadn't given her last $5 after all. She had given hope.